Hi guys, this is Sadik from Driving.com, and in this video, we'll show you how to root any Pixel phone by kernel SU. So please take a backup of all the data on your phone and let's get started. So first off, it's highly important to take a backup of the stock kernel or the stock boot IMG file because the kernel will flash in the boot partition of your phone. So please back up the boot file on your phone. So for that, first off, you have to go to the settings menu from here, settings, about phone, and have a look at the build number of your phone. In my case, this is the build number. Now get hold of the same firmware which is installed onto your phone. You may do so by having a look at the build number, and then let me show you. I have a backup as well of the factory image. This is the factory image for my phone. It has the same build number as the one I shown you in the video of the same build number. So go there, extract the image folder and copy the boot file from there. This will act as the stock boot IMG file, which is the stock partition for a boot partition. So if something goes wrong while flashing, or if you want to go back to the stock kernel, then simply you have to install this file and then your task stands complete. Let me copy this file and paste the file over here. This will now act as a stock kernel or the stock boot file for our phone. Now let's get started. Again, I'm repeating, please make sure that it's of the same build number which is there onto your phone. Please verify it once again. Now moving on, first off, you have to download a custom kernel for your phone. So for this video, I'll be focusing on the Pixel 6 and the 7 series, all the 6 phones. So in this regard, I'm using a BlueSpark kernel. You may use any one of your choice. Just make sure that it supports the kernel SU, which is quite obvious. The BlueSpark supports that. So my phone is Pixel 6a. So I'll be using this kernel. Let me show you. This is the BlueSpark kernel and this is the IMG file. Download both the IMG and the zip file. For now, I'm using the IMG file. So first off, let's have a look at the IMG file. In my case, I already have the IMG file over here. Just give me a second. This is the BlueSpark kernel IMG file. Moving on, you will now have to get hold of the Android SDK platform tools from my guide and extract them onto your PC. You can do so anywhere you want. In my case, I've done that in C drive, and as you could see, these are the files of platform tools. Once that is done, transfer both the boot IMG file, the stock boot IMG file, and the custom kernel inside this folder. This is the custom kernel. Let's transfer it here as well. For the ease of convenience, let's rename it to kernel, and the complete name becomes kernel.img. So we now have both the stock boot IMG file and the custom kernel inside this folder. So now let's move ahead with the next step. Now you have to enable USB debugging and OEM unlocking. The debugging will help us with ADB command, and OEM unlocking is required for unlocking the bootloader on your phone. So go to the settings menu on your phone, then go to about phone, tap on build number 7 times. This will enable developer options. So go back, go to system, developer options, and enable the toggle next to OEM unlocking as well as USB debugging. OEM unlocking is enabled and USB debugging as well. You'll get a prompt, tap on OK. You might get one more prompt, tap on allow. And with this, the debugging is now enabled. Let's verify the same. So for that, go to the address bar of platform tools, type in CMD, hit enter. This will launch command prompt inside the platform tools folder. As you could see, directory is the same of platform tools. Now type in ADB devices and verify that you are getting an ID. If you are not getting this ID, then unplug and replug the phone from the PC. Disable and re-enable USB debugging. Tap on revoke USB debugging. Use the official USB cable that came with your phone and use the USB 2.0 port on the PC. So try out these fixes and verify that you are having this ID. Once you get in this ID, let's move ahead with the next step. So now you have to unlock the bootloader. For that, boot the phone to the fastboot mode, and from there, type in fastboot flashing unlock. You will then get a prompt on your phone. So use the volume key to highlight unlock the bootloader and press the power key to confirm. With this, the bootloader will be unlocked onto your phone. Once that is done, please make sure to re-enable USB debugging once again. Now moving on, there are 3 ways of flashing the custom kernel: using the fastboot command, using the recovery or the kernel flasher app. I'll show you all these 3 methods. First off is the fastboot command. It's the most easiest and the shortest way. It's the recommended approach as well. So first off, we will flash the kernel using the fastboot command as well. So for that, you just have to flash the kernel in the boot partition of your phone. This is the boot partition. So flash the kernel over there. And okay, before flashing, you have to boot the phone to the fastboot mode. That's quite obvious. So type in ADB reboot bootloader, hit enter. Your phone should not reboot into fastboot mode in a few seconds. So let's wait for that to happen. And once that is done, type in fastboot devices and verify that you are having an ID. If you're not getting this ID, then please install the fastboot drivers onto your PC. We have made a guide and a video on the same. You could refer to my guide and install the drivers as well. Once you have installed the drivers, right click on the Windows icon and choose Device Manager. Then expand the Android phone section and verify that your phone is being shown here as Android bootloader interface. So this and the ID next to fastboot signify that your PC is able to read the phone in fastboot mode, and we are now good to go ahead. So now let's flash off with the kernel. In this regard, there are 3 approaches: the fastboot command, the recovery, and the flasher app. I'll show you all the 3 methods. First off is the fastboot command method, this is the most easiest and the shortest way out. So please, it's recommended to use this approach only. So for that, you have to use the following command: fastboot flash partition name, which is the boot partition, file name, which is kernel.img. Hit enter. Okay, before that, one more thing. If you want to go back to the stock kernel, then it will require a factory image as well, so a format data as well. So keep this point in mind, that always going back to a stock kernel from any custom kernel will require a format data. So that's all well and good. You have taken a backup as well. Then hit the enter key. The kernel is now flashed. As of now, there is no required for any formatting, so that's not a cause of any concern. Now type in the command of fastboot reboot. Your phone should now boot to the OS with the kernel installed. To verify the same, you will install the app, the kernel SU app as well onto our phone. So you may go to this link over here in the step 4 section, the kernel SU link, expand it, and from there you will then have to go to the release section and expand the show all asset. And from here, simply use this section. Let me show you the any kernel APK file which is over here. So get hold of the APK file. Once you have got the APK, transfer the APK file onto your phone as well. So as of now, we have installed the custom kernel, but let me verify that as well. So change it to file transfer from here, and then transfer the kernel SU APK file onto your phone. So this is the kernel SU APK. Just give me a second. Okay, it should be here. The kernel SU APK file, copy it and transfer it inside on your phone. So let's do that, and the file has now been transferred. Now install the app onto your phone as well. Open the Files app, allow, got it, and now choose the kernel SU app. Settings, enable the toggle next to it. Install. The app will now be installed onto your phone. Open it, and as you could see, we have now obtained root via the GTI mode using the BlueSpark kernel. It's shown here. So we now have the kernel installed onto our phone, and you could now carry out the required task. You have obtained root as well. So this was the first and the easiest way of doing so via the fastboot command. Let me now show you the second approach via the custom recovery. So in this method, you could only use this approach if you have a recovery installed, and for now only the Pixel 7 is the only phone which has a recovery installed. So if you are using a Pixel 7a, then first install the recovery onto your phone using this guide. Once you have installed the recovery, go to the recovery and then tap on the IMG file, the kernel IMG file, the BlueSpark IMG file. Choose it from the recovery, then tap on the boot partition, choose the boot partition and swipe to flash. The flashing will now start, and once that is done, tap on reboot system. Your phone will then move to the OS, and from the OS you will then verify via the kernel SU app as well. So install the kernel SU app, and then you could see it's working in the GKI mode. So we now have obtained root by the recovery method as well. It's quite an easy approach. Simply choose the boot IMG file, the kernel IMG file, choose the boot partition, swipe to flash, and that's just about it. The third one is the longest method. So in this you have to use a kernel flasher app, but this app requires root. You will first have to obtain root via the Magisk or the APatch. Once you obtain root via Magisk or APatch, then you have to flash the custom kernel, and once you obtain root via the kernel SU, then the root via Magisk will be gone automatically on your phone. That's quite a handy approach. So again, I'm repeating, first off, obtain root via the Magisk or APatch, and then move ahead and flash the custom kernel. Once you flash the kernel, then you will obtain root via the kernel SU, and then the Magisk root will be gone from your phone. You may remove the Magisk APK as well. Let me show you how that will work. So first and foremost, you have to obtain root. So for that, if your phone came with Android 12 or older version, then use the boot file. If it came with Android 13 or a higher version, use the init boot file. So my Pixel came with the Android 12 version or Android 11, the Pixel 6a. I use the boot file, or else if your phone came with Android 13 or higher version, then use the init boot file onto your phone for rooting. So let's get started. The first step has been done. The second step has been done as well. Third is also done. Now to extract the boot or the init boot file, so get hold of the same firmware which is installed onto your phone. You may verify it from the build number of your phone. I have shown you earlier as well. This is the same firmware which is there onto my phone. Now copy the boot IMG file from here and transfer the file onto your phone as well. Apart from that, you also need the Magisk APK file. So the Magisk APK is from here. The latest one is 28.1. So scroll down, and from here you will download the Magisk APK file onto your phone. APK, this is the official link for GitHub. This is the APK file. Transfer both the APK and the boot IMG file onto your phone. First off, let's transfer the stock boot IMG file which I have got from the stock firmware onto my phone, and once that is done, let's transfer the Magisk APK as well. So this is the latest Magisk APK file. Transfer it onto my phone as well. And once that is done, first off, install the Magisk APK file. Okay, before that I'll have to remove the root from the kernel SU, because only then I'll show you the steps from the scratch. So let me now remove this root from the kernel SU, and for that I have to flash the stock boot IMG file and also do a format data. It might take a little bit longer, but I have to remove that because or else I will not be able to show you just from the scratch. So let's first remove it from here. For that I have to enable USB debugging, boot the phone to the fastboot mode. So just give me a second. System developer options. Debugging is enabled, so I don't know why that is the case. Let me replug my phone to the PC, turn it off, turn it on once again. Debugging has been enabled. So I might have to unplug and replug my phone back. So it will take a few seconds, and now it's up and running. And now the command will work. So I'm just doing this to remove the root which I've got from the kernel SU. Then I'll show you from the scratch how to obtain root via the kernel flasher app. So this might take a little bit longer. So for this you have to flash the stock boot IMG file onto your phone. The command is the same, the fastboot flash boot IMG. Just make sure you have the file inside the platform tools folder. As you could see, this is the stock boot IMG file which I placed here in the platform tools. This is the file. Once I flash the file, you now have to do a format data. You may either do so from here or from the stock recovery as well. I'm doing so right now. Once that is done, just hit the start button or use the fastboot reboot command. Your phone will now boot to the OS, and it might take around 4 to 5 seconds for that to happen. The first boot up will take up some time. That's all normal. So let's wait for that to happen, and then we will once again start with the rooting process from the scratch using the Magisk file. So as of now, I've got the boot IMG file for rooting and the Magisk APK as well. So let's get started in a few more seconds. So with this, I am inside the OS. Just to recall, we are now using the third approach. In this, I have to obtain root via the Magisk, and then I will flash the kernel SU via the kernel flasher method, and then get the job done. So for rooting via Magisk, I am using the boot IMG file because my phone came with Android 12. So I'm using the boot IMG file, and apart from the stock boot IMG file, I have to use the Magisk APK as well. So we have got both the files. Now change it to file transfer from here, and transfer the stock boot IMG file as well as the Magisk APK onto your phone. This will take just a few seconds, so please wait for that to happen. This is the boot IMG file, and now let's transfer the APK file as well. This is the Magisk APK file, and we have got both the files now. Let's start off from scratch. So launch the Files app. Allow, got it. Storage. Install the Magisk app onto your phone. Settings. Allow from this source. Install. The Magisk app is now installed. Now launch it. Okay, just give me a second. It's taking quite longer. So launch the Magisk app onto your phone. Open it. Tap on Allow. Install next to Magisk. Select and patch a file. Choose the stock boot IMG file from here, or the init boot file, whichever is the case with your phone. Let's go. The file will now be patched and placed inside the download folder on your phone. As you could see, that this folder is over here. Go inside and you have got the patch file. Transfer the file inside the folder of platform tools onto your PC, and rename it to, let's say, MP, which stands for Magisk Patch mp.img. And now you have to boot up into the fastboot mode. So for booting the fastboot mode, you have to type in adb reboot bootloader, and now you have to flash the file. Okay, once again I have to enable USB debugging because I have done a reset, and I have to also tap on build number 7 times. This is for the one-time usage. Okay, that's done. System developer options, enable USB debugging. You will get a prompt. You might get one more prompt. Again, type on allow, and with this the debugging is now enabled. So type in the command of adb reboot bootloader. We are now inside the fastboot mode in a few seconds. Now if you're using the boot IMG file, you have to use this command for the boot files. In case of init boot, you have to use this command. So as you should see over here, just give me a second. You have to use this command for init boot. This is the fastboot flash, the command, partition name, and the file name is mp.img. Again, the command, partition name, and the file name. All this have been given in my article as well. This is the root article which you could have a look at. So all of them are given here as well. Just to speed up the process, I've shown the command in my notepad. These are the two commands. So in my case, just verify that the file name is the same as I've shown here. So in my case, I'm using the boot file. I have to use this command. If you're using the init boot, then use this command. It's quite obvious. So this is the command which I'll be using to obtain root on my phone. Copy the command, paste the command here, hit enter. The file is now flashed onto our phone. Now you may type in fastboot reboot, and your phone will now boot to the OS. After that, you will have to install Magisk APK as well, because as of now the file is there in the backend. In the front end, you have to install the APK as well for the UI for the Magisk to appear. So you will now do that as well, and then the task stands complete. It will take a few more seconds for the phone to boot to the OS. So let's wait for that to happen. And it should now be inside the OS. So now you have to launch the Files app onto your phone, which is over here. If the app is shown here, well and good, but in most cases it might not be shown here, the Magisk app. So you have to manually install the app onto your phone as well. Update, type on update, and with this you have installed the APK file and now launch the Magisk app. You might get one more prompt over here to do a direct install. So in my case, I'm not having any prompt, but you might get a prompt. In that case, tap on install and then choose the direct install, tap on let's go, and then you have obtained root. In my case, I've already obtained the root, nothing else is required. So now you may install the Kernel Flasher app as well. So go to this link, download the app from here, use the alpha build, this one. Once you have got the APK file, you have to transfer the file onto your phone as well. This is the Kernel Flasher. So again, enable file transfer from here. Now transfer the APK file onto your phone and let's install it as well. Files app, Kernel Flasher app, install it. So we have obtained root by Magisk because this app requires root. That is the only reason. So if you open the app, you could see a SU request will appear. So that is the only reason why we have to obtain root by Magisk. Tap on grant and we are now inside the app. First up, verify the active slot. In my case, it's a slot A. As you could see, the slot suffix is A. So tap on view next to that slot. Then flash partition image. Choose the boot partition and choose the file, the kernel file. So let's transfer the kernel file onto your phone as well. This is the kernel file. Transfer it here onto your phone. Anywhere will do. Let's transfer it, and now you have to choose this APK, this IMG file, the kernel file as well. This is the BlueSpark IMG file. Kernel file, choose it. Now flash, tap on reboot. Again, tap on reboot. Your phone will now boot to the OS, and once that happens, you have obtained root by the kernel SU, and the root by Magisk will be gone because there is no need for two roots, and that is why the Magisk root will be gone, and we could now just obtain root by the kernel SU. So first off, let's install the kernel SU app onto our phone as well, and then we may remove the Magisk app because that's no longer required. So with that said, let's wait for a few more seconds for the phone to boot to the OS, and then we'll have a look at the result as well. So just give me around 4 to 5 more seconds for this task to be complete, and we are now inside the OS. So launch the Files app, and first off install the kernel SU APK file. Okay, after doing a reset, the app was gone from my phone, so again I have to do a file transfer. This is somewhat lengthy process, but it's just for the one-time usage. And the kernel flasher is over here. Okay, not the kernel flasher, in fact I need the kernel SU app. Please don't use the kernel SU next, that is a separate app. Only use the official kernel SU app for now. The app is over here, so well and good. Now let's install the kernel SU app. Install, and now when you launch the app, you could see that we have obtained root via the GKI mode using the kernel flasher tool. It's now up and running, so you may now remove the Magisk as well. If you open the Magisk app, you could see it's NA. The root has been gone from Magisk and it's no longer required. So simply remove the Magisk app. Okay, now come some of the important points. So first and foremost, in case of kernel SU, you will not get any SU request. You will have to enable root manually from the kernel SU app only. For example, if you launch the kernel flasher app now, it will say root is required because we haven't got any SU request. So in all the rooting apps, in case of kernel SU, first of launch the kernel SU app, go to the tab of super user, then choose the app and then enable the toggle, and only then the app will get root. Now relaunch the required app, which is the kernel flasher app, and now you will see it's up and running without any issue whatsoever. So always keep this point in mind that in kernel SU you will not get any SU request. You'll have to manually give it the root access. Moreover, the kernel SU does not have a built-in Zydisk. You will have to flash the Zydisk Next module to get the Zydisk onto your phone. Apart from that, you could easily flash the module from here. Same as Magisk, nothing else is required. Guys, just one more thing is remaining. If you want to go back to the stock kernel and want to replace the custom kernel, it's quite simple. All you have to do is simply flash the stock boot IMG file onto your phone and then do a format data as well. If you don't do a formatting, then the phone will not boot to the OS. So simply flash the boot IMG file, the stock boot IMG file, and then do a reset, and your task stands complete. I've shown you in the beginning of the video as well, but I'll show you once again how to get this job done. So first off, download the same firmware which is there onto your phone. In my case, this is the firmware. You could verify it from the build number of your phone. So this is the build number. If you go to the about phone, and then the build number, as you could see, is the BP11241, and this is the same one which I've got over here. So extract the firmware and then go to the image folder and copy the boot file from here and transfer the boot file inside the folder of platform tools. This will act as a stock for our phone. Once you've got the stock boot.img file, now you have to boot the phone to the fastboot mode. So for that, enable USB debugging and OEM unlocking. That debugging will do only now type in ADB reboot bootloader and hit enter. After that, you have to simply flash the file onto your phone and do a format data as well. So just use the command fastboot flash partition name, which is the boot partition, file is the boot.img, hit enter. Now we have got the custom kernel, the stock one is replaced from our phone, and then do a fastboot space -w to do a formatting. You may also do a formatting from the OS from the recovery mode as well, but I have done so from the fastboot command. Once that is done, hit the start button. Your phone will now boot to the OS, and this time around you will have the stock onto your phone. The custom kernel has been gone from our phone. So guys, on that note, we round up this video. If you have any query with regard to any of the steps, do let me know in the comment section, and thanks a lot for watching.